Oh, we're live. Morning. Hi, Smokey Sue. Say hi to your fans. Smokey's a pest. She moved in here without asking after her humans moved away and left her behind. Oh well. Hundreds of dollars later, she's spayed and has her shots. And she's a pest. Oh my. This morning I have a headache and a tummy ache, and I'm kind of deflated. I wouldn't say actually depressed, but I don't feel too well emotionally. So this morning I have coffee, tea, water, and milk. And of course, my Camel filters. Well, we're getting the same. Well, this one went out. We're getting the same stuff we got in 1963 when a lone gunman shot John F. Kennedy and killed our president. This time, by the grace of God, he survived. It was a matter of millimeters and milliseconds. And we're getting all kinds of different stories from different people. But the bottom line is security failed. And people died. Others were seriously injured. Hello, Freeman. Good morning. I better tell the phone to be quiet. Do not disturb. Oh, gosh. And then I go on this morning and find a YouTube from Veteran Biker that he actually put up yesterday. Doug TeNapel has been canceled. His channel, Doug in Exile, is completely gone from YouTube for violating community standards. Of course, he's on other social media. You can find him. I don't know what he said or did that violated something or other. I have no clue. Oh, well, he's a comic book artist, creator of Earthworm Jim. But he has opinions, and he's intelligent. And I enjoyed his live streams. Well, I don't usually listen live. I have trouble with the feed. Live videos kind of tax the Verizon universe. So I listen to them later when they're recorded and replayed. Do you know that Donald Trump was a lifelong Democrat before he decided to run for president? So was my husband, Philip K. Dick. I guarantee you he would not be a Democrat today. Political parties have morphed into something unrecognizable. Democrats used to be for kindness and caring and helping people. And ending wars, not starting them. Well, Freeman, I want to know where that ladder came from and how that guy got a gun in past security. Was it incompetence? I don't know. But I want to know. I do know that they said that some of Trump's Secret Service agents were pulled off to protect Jill Biden at her event, and they had other people fill in for Trump. And they had never worked together. And some were not even Secret Service, they were Homeland Security. You know, the people who check your bags at the airport? And there's lots of criticism on all sides. But what really burns me up is those who say that the bandage on his ear is just for show. They want to see the wound. Oh, excuse me, but there are photos of the wound all over the internet. Apparently, Trump was hit twice. A shard of glass hit his chest, and all it did was tear his jacket. They're saying now it was from the teleprompter. But a bullet hit his ear. And but for the grace of God, we would not have him living among the living. I imagine many people are viciously anti-Trump. I've been on the fence the whole time. But in 2016, I voted for him because I hoped he would do a good job. And I'd rather vote for my neighbor's dead dog than for Hillary Clinton. In 2020, I knew that he had done a good job. And Obama had already told us that Biden was not reliable, that he screwed things up. Yeah, there's this iconic photo of Trump with his fist in the air. The bloody hand, by the way. that photographer, man, he had some guts getting that shot. Whoa. But a brave retired fire chief lost his life protecting his wife and daughters. Other people are still in the hospital, severely wounded, because security failed. We can't have that. They finally decided to give Secret Service protection to RFK, Robert Kennedy Jr. I wonder how good that protection is, considering what happened on Saturday. Hi, Frank. We have Freeman and Frank and well, welcome in, people. I thought we had a third person in chat. I guess not. Welcome in, Freeman and Frank. You know, the problem is this is a movement. If they kill one, another will stand up. It can't be stopped now. It's like a locomotive going downhill. You can't stop it. For better or for worse, this MAGA that so many public figures fear is unstoppable. And what is frightening about making America great? What's wrong with that? On another topic, if we can send $1 billion, no, it was $100 billion to Ukraine, why can't we put $100 billion in the Social Security Fund? For decades now, they've been investing the Social Security funds in government bonds. Isn't that how that bank in Northern California failed? They put all their money in government bonds. Government bonds are safe, but not a good investment. You don't get a good interest rate. And with inflation, you're losing money. Yeah, well, tell people like Byron Donalds and Vivek Ramaswamy and let's see, Marjorie Taylor Greene that it's only for old white men. Excuse me? Well, hi, Ditch. Welcome in. One of my favorite YouTubers has been canceled. Doug in Exile. His channel is gone. I heard it from Veteran Biker, another great YouTube channel. Veteran Biker usually poses outdoors with his two dogs. One is a service dog. But lately he's been indoors. And this morning I found a post he did yesterday about how Doug in Exile has been canceled. That's Doug TenNapel, creator of Earthworm Jim, a comic book artist who just has some opinions. We're not allowed to share our opinions on this platform. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome in. Thank you for listening. Yeah. Well, Doug is on other social media. If you search around, you can find him. But he's gone from this platform. The clock is still on the wall. I just have the camera pointed in a different direction to avoid the glare from the lamp. See, there's the clock. It doesn't work because I haven't put a battery in it. The fire detector, someone put it way up there where I can't reach it without a ladder, so I took it down and put it in a spot that I can reach. Oh, anyway, apparently Doug violated community standards. Maybe we should find out who has, no, never mind. That'd be revenge, and vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. All these people will have to face their creator someday, just as we will. So every time I have an impulse to do something I shouldn't do, I think of, what am I going to tell God? When I approach the pearly gates, will St. Peter let me in? That isn't how it really works, but okay. It's a familiar trope. There's all kinds of eyewitness accounts and opinions, and now another former Secret Service agent was on, I think it was PMS NBC, saying, "Oh, that was an easy shot. A GI in boot camp is expected to do that." Others are saying no. That the guy didn't have the expertise, but now it's coming out that he'd been in a gun club for a year learning how to shoot. We can't ask him, he's dead, the shooter. Tora, you're pestering me, and I don't like being pestered. You haven't said hi to your adoring fans. Come on. Hey, this way. She's purring and squinting. She's a good kitty. Yes, that's a pretty girl. Let's get the chin rubs. That way she won't know I'm really lifting her face. Okay, I'll get your treats. They can't find him on social media. A couple high school classmates have spoken about him. Quiet, a loner, opinionated, arrogant. Okay, but how did he get a ladder? And how did he get a gun with all that security? And why did it take so long to take him out? Hi, Witta. Well, they keep saying he climbed up a ladder, and one of the police officers climbed up the ladder to confront him. And they found bombs in his car and his house. What was he planning? It could have been much worse. This morning, I have water, coffee, tea, and milk. I got a little headache, a little tummy ache, and I think I'm kind of depressed. I keep flashing back on the John Kennedy assassination, and Bobby Kennedy and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. and so many more. Some people claim there was a second shooter on the water tower. I don't know. I wasn't there. Can't see anyone in the photos and videos. He registered Republican but donated Democrat. And, they always say follow the money. boy. I don't know. But how'd he get off? Some say 5 shots, some say 7 or 8. But how did he get off any shots with all that security there? Oh, yes, President Biden has COVID. Well, as a Christian, I'm required to pray for him. So I do. I don't wish harm on anyone. What I pray is for God to do what is best for him, because God knows and I don't. I had COVID twice, the original and later on one of the Omicron variants, but my only symptom was a runny nose. I did have to isolate, but wasn't a big deal for me, but I wasn't 80 years old. Hi, Lucas. Welcome in. You missed the kitty cats saying hello. And by the way, many people do not know or understand that Judaism, the Jewish religion, is the foundation of Christianity. The Spanish Inquisition began not because of religious reasons for hating Jews, but because the wealthy and powerful elites of Spain envied the economic prosperity of Spanish Jews. They kind of ignored the fact that they got wealthy by working their butts off, and they just wanted what those Jews had. They wanted their money and their property. It was not only the Catholic Church, although it was definitely the higher ups in the Catholic Church. It was also the monarchs and other wealthy and powerful elites. But Christianity stands on the solid foundation of the Old Testament, the Jewish Bible. Oh, Itch, you're not a Trump supporter. I've always been on the fence, but darn it, look who the Democrats put up for political office. Obama told us that Biden screwed up everything he touched. So the party put him up for president. This is not the Democrat Party that my husband belonged to. Oh, poor Ditch. The Mel Brooks version of the Spanish Inquisition. I like the The line you'll hear, because people have clipped it to use, "Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition." I forget. I keep blanking on the name of the show where that comes from. It's the Torah, the Tanakh, Ditch. Monty Python. Thank you, Ditch. Yeah. And we don't get to tell God what to do. That's why we are supposed to end each prayer with, "Thy will, not mine." But a bunch of people must have been praying for Trump on Saturday. Whoa. If he had not turned his head just the right amount at just the right moment, he would not be with us today. As it is, the wound might seem minor, but if you've never been shot, you can't really truly understand the emotional effects of it. Yes, that's amen. We're supposed to end the prayer with amen, but first, your will, not mine. Ditch, you've been shot? I haven't actually been shot, but I've had guns pointed at me. And it didn't hit me till it was over, and I could walk around, but if I stood still, I would fall down. Well, Ditch, Trump's a lifelong Democrat. He's only a Republican now because he couldn't get the nomination as a Democrat. Freeman's been shot too. Then you understand better than I can, even. I can understand it in my head, but you can feel it in your heart. Oh. Hi, Jan. Welcome in. I'm just depressed. I'll get over it. I thought we had stopped assassinating political figures after Ronald Reagan got shot. And, well, there's the congressional baseball game that wasn't too long ago. By the way, this is not the first attempt on a candidate in this year's political race. It's just one that somehow got through security. Where were the drones? Where was the helicopter? Where were the police? Yeah, both major political parties have now a long history of the elites at the top of the party choosing who will run for office. Trump upset that apple cart. You think you vote in the primary, but the only choices you have are selected by the wealthy and powerful elites. And not anybody can run for even the smallest office without someone either being wealthy or having someone wealthy fund their campaign. It costs a fortune just to run for the city council. Yeah, why was Trump allowed to go on stage when they had a concern? There was a suspicious person they had identified. And why wasn't he taken off the stage? Yeah, it took a billionaire to run for president. Of course, now Elon Musk is backing him financially. Lord. I don't know. And by the way, Trump is not a blonde. Lots of people think he's a blonde. No, he's old. His hair went gray. He had black hair when he was young, just like his sons. Oh, lawn darts. Whose brilliant idea was lawn darts? They were so dangerous. Well, you know, these fringe parties like libertarians and greens and whatever. There's even a party called Independent now. They would get big if the people with tons of money backed them instead of the two major parties. I don't know how good they would be at governing, but they could get elected. I don't remember seeing Trump in Gremlins 2. I don't think I ever watched Gremlins 2, but welcome in, Lucas. I do know he made an appearance in the Home Alone 2. And of course, now they've deleted it. They've deleted his scene. Whoa, that's so petty. As he appeared as Mr. Clamp. Okay. Lord. What a morning. I gotta check the battery on the modem. Don't want to lose connection. Nah, it's over. Just in case, I'll plug it in now. By the way, there is another reason why I get up from time to time. I can't sit in a chair for very long. Let me get an ice pack because the modem's running hot. Uh, come on. I found my chocolate graham crackers in the freezer. It's been so hot. I can't keep anything chocolate out of the fridge. So I go to the fridge or the freezer and get one bite of chocolate and put the chocolate bar back in. Well, my son had really light yellow blonde hair when he was young, and then it turned brown. I was a redhead, started turning brown while I was still in high school. Phil's daughter Isa, every time I see her, her hair's a different color, and she swears she does not dye it. It just does that. She does not dye her hair. Ah, so it's a Pictish thing. Well, yeah, I am Scots-Irish, and I'm Highland Scots, which are Pictish people. Well, Ditch, you know what? In case your buddy doesn't mind his P's and Q's, I should give you a wrench. You've certainly earned one. There. Now Ditch has a wrench, so he can moderate his Discord buddy. Hi, Pio. Meow and purr. Welcome in. Oh, don't rag on Isa. She's a good person. I don't always agree with her, but she's a good person. Lucas, welcome in. If you've been here a while, I'm sorry I didn't see you before. Uh, yeah. Oh, Nancy's a very nice lady. I got no problems with her. It's a shame that she's suffered so much. Well, thanks for stopping by, Lucas. Yeah. Oh, my head hurts, my tummy hurts, my back hurts. But thank God I haven't been shot. Knock on wood. Yeah, I was married to Philip K. Dick, and we had a son. And by the way, Phil's hair turned color. He was about 3/4 Scottish, but mostly lowland Scots. Anyway, he was born blonde, and eventually his hair turned black, and then he started going gray. Ah. Oh, Ditch, you can't have everything. I was a redhead. I was born with red hair. I used to have the lock of hair from my very first haircut, and it was redder than red. But by the time I was in high school, it was brown with red highlights. I started going gray too. I used to bother with at-home hair day, and then I just gave up. Once I hit my 30s, I didn't care about gray hair. Yeah, my hair, thank God it's actually going gray now. For the longest time, it was going yellow. And I don't want to be a blonde. Uh, oh boy. God. Well, when your beard has a little bit of gray, Ditch, you look distinguished. Gosh. I'm not well this morning. My head is just giving me super problems, and it's connected to my tummy not feeling good. Hence the glass of milk. Milk. I'm 70 years old and I can still drink regular old cow's milk. Doesn't bother me. It actually settles my tummy. Yeah, Phil's beard was amazing. He said he grew it to hide his weak chin. Oh boy. Ah. I've never tried goat's milk. Yeah, it's expensive everywhere. That's probably why I haven't tried it. But I don't need to. I do fine on cow's milk with all the fat that they'll allow. Whole milk used to be 4%, now it's 3%. because the salt police and the fat police and the cholesterol police and all of those experts think butterfat is bad for you. Oh man, you can't get camel's milk in the US. Why? Whole cultures have subsisted on camel's milk. For centuries. Camels aren't an endangered species, are they? Yeah, they are a very dirty creature. And if they don't like you, they'll spit on you. Anyway. Oh gosh. What I know about camels comes mostly from a novel, one of the Black Stallion novels by Walter Farley. The boy and his Arab friend, or well, not really Arab, well, anyway, a North African friend, are stranded in the desert and they have one camel. They say now, I don't know whether it's really true, but soap was invented when the fat drippings from cooking got into the river water and people found that their clothes came out cleaner in that water. Don't say it, Freeman. I'll have to delete it if you do. I already know. Smokey, get your tail out of my coffee. Ugh, cats. They claim that ostrich meat tastes like a good steak. I've never tried it. It's illegal now anyway. I do know that their eggs are huge. Phil talked about how before ostrich meat was banned, he had an ostrich soup once. Freeman says it's a big chicken. Oh, we can't have kangaroo either, Ditch. He liked the ostrich soup. said it was very good and he wished it were not illegal. Dit says ostrich tastes like liver. Well, one of the major problems with the United States is that it isn't really being run by the people we elect. It's being run by the people who are appointed to all these agencies and offices, and I forget what all titles they get, but they're appointed, and it's pretty much impossible to follow them. So one of the reasons California has a housing crisis is because it's so impossible to build housing because of all the rules and regulations, and many of them don't even make sense. Now, McDonald's for years has been buying beef from South America. They don't need kangaroo meat, it's too expensive. But they screwed up in India, and McDonald's did. One of the reasons their French fries taste so good is that they add beef broth to the oil, and they were selling their fries to vegetarians, and they found out. Another reason for the housing crisis is, well, the home ownership crisis is that huge investment corporations like BlackRock are buying up all the houses as investments, and they can outbid anyone. Yeah, I'm California born and raised, never managed to escape. And frankly, even though we've just gone through a horrible heat wave, it isn't quite over. At least the temperatures are in the 80s and not the 90s. That's Fahrenheit, by the way. I think it got up to 100 on one day. But you still can't beat the climate. Let's see, 90 F2C, 90 Fahrenheit. Uh-oh, I omitted the space bar and Google is not operating. 90 F2 space C. Come on, load it up. It's being slow. That would be 90 Fahrenheit would be 32.222 Celsius. And it has been hotter than that. About to have a real estate crash in Seattle, huh? By the way, BlackRock has deleted the commercial that included the shooter. Apparently, he was just one of the students in the classroom that they filmed. But they thought it was a bad look to have him in one of their ads. Oh, the Boeing aircraft employees are going on strike. Maybe they won't make so many deadly airplanes that fall apart in mid-air taking off or landing. The doors fly open. Something is wrong at Boeing. So Freeman can get behind the strike at Boeing. Uh-huh. Well, they used to say that Airbus was safer, always was, always will be. But now the Airbus jets have been having problems. I don't join a commune. Not unless I can be the leader in the mansion while everyone in tents. Just kidding. That's most communes and working the land. You never hear about Aeroflot having a crash. You know, the Russian airline. Hey. Well, Freeman says Airbus is not all that safe after all. I don't know. It seems to me that if they want to get you, they'll make your aircraft do something bad. Well, I've only flown short hops. The longest one I ever took was LA to Denver. That's Los Angeles. When I see a headline that has LA, it's usually Louisiana, not Los Angeles. So that's for taking, I guess, half a dozen short hops from Ontario or Orange County up to Northern California. One time I had to land in San Francisco, no, Oakland. Oh, that was awful. Could not get a taxi at the airport. They were all taken. So I took a bus to somewhere in Oakland. I spotted a taxi parked in front of a bar and decided to get off the bus and take that taxi to San Jose. Not San Jose, what am I thinking? A town next to Napa. Why am I blanking? Mom had a trailer in a trailer park in I'm blanking on it. All right. No, not Santa Fe. It did have a Spanish sounding town south of Napa. It's like 30 miles south of Napa. Oh. Vallejo. And the taxi driver said on his telling his dispatcher where he was going, Vallejo. And everyone there called it Vallejo. Vallejo. It's 30 miles south of Napa, California. I got there and Mom fussed and fussed. Why did you take a taxi? That costs a lot of money. You owe me for cigarettes and blah, blah, blah. And at the time I was flush with cash, so I handed her a bunch of money and said, here, go buy cigarettes. Is there something wrong with mentioning a taxi driver? Ditch. I've heard there's a movie called Come on. Load. I remember an episode where he cleaned up his act and he had the cleanest taxi and he was the best driver until he had enough money from tips to buy an entertainment center for his apartment. Come on, show Christopher Lloyd. The actor is Christopher Lloyd. He was great in Taxi. Okay. Lord. Yeah, and of course, Andy Kaufman. And I forget her name, but the actress who played his wife. And they had this language that they made up. Yeah, Danny DeVito. Yeah. Saturday Night Live. I've forgotten the actor's name. Show or movie, well, it changes all free album. It is amazing for such a low budget film. And they had A-list actors working for Union Scale because they loved the product and they loved Phil's work. A Scanner Darkly, apparently many people don't like the rotoscope animation, but it was a pretty darn good, faithful rendition of the novel, except they didn't get the point of it. It was not the mess into the Harry Potter movies for a while, and of course, the Lord of the Rings movies. And the Star Trek movies, even though I didn't like the first one, the one with Vader. The ending was so contrived and new agey. I did like The Wrath of Khan very much. Well, they didn't have the budget to do a lot of, you know, I had the word a minute ago, location shooting. That's filming, guys. YouTube. They were also very low budget. And they had actors begging to be in it. I don't care about the money. I want to be in that movie. Radio-free albums could be awesome. Some of the other films that claim to be based on Phil's work and really aren't. Oh. Yeah, I am kind of pale today. It isn't just the lighting. I think my tummy's being mean to me. The cats have the right idea. They're napping. So anyway, as I said earlier in this stream, Phil would not be a Democrat today. Clanking on the character too, I can see his face, the guy with the Russian accent. And of course, Spock. Shatner was right for Captain Kirk, but well, he was kind of full of himself. But he wasn't above making fun of himself as he did when he was the murderer in an episode of Columbus. Someone was robo-fitting on a stack of Phil's books. I hate it when people do that. They aren't buying them because they love the literature. They're investing and they'll hold on to them for as long as it takes till they're worth twice as much. Chekhov, thank you. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy did a lot more than Star Nimoy in terms of acting, doing Shakespearean plays. So Star Trek was kind of a step down, but hey, it paid the bills. No, dear, Chekhov had a phaser. I saw James doing, yeah, which made him more likely to die than the guys they couldn't get rid of him. There was a novelist named Chekhov, a Russian novelist. I was more than a little ticked off when I was taking English literature and made me read War and Peace and the Brothers Karamazov, and I'm going, this isn't English. Yes, Walter Koenig. Oh, he was in Babylon 5. Thank you, Wita. I never watched Babylon 5. a Star Trek because it was new and different. It was kind of like Lost in Space without the comedy. Spock, but his second book was I Am Spock. He came around, changed his opinion. Anyway, the YouTube documentary I watched yesterday, a short one, 15 minutes, it failed to mention that Leonard Nimoy did the In Search Of series, which would show you all this, but he's not mine. And he runs away if I get up from my chair. Not my cat. But I can't let him starve. Oh, man. Hi, sweetie. Hello there, kitty cat. Sweetie is my kitty. I'm still not allowed to touch her. I've only been feeding her for 16 years. She was born